What is going on, guys? The name's D-Free, and I need to get out the settings, but the name's D-Free from Duel Links Central. This is the deck that we went ahead and used for level 40 YAMI MARIK. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Subscribe if you are new, of course, and I'm going to show you guys a little bit of the game plan. So, Magician of Black Chaos is a good card in combo with, which, by the way, you guys can skip ahead of the gameplay if you know all this. You don't need this little tutorial. But in combo with Ritual Foregone. Ritual Foregone is a nice way to pay some life points, even though you're already at a life point deficit most of the duel, if not all of the duel, because of Marik's Shadow Game ability. It's a good way to pay some life points to probably get close to a good farm. And, of course, the only real necessary cards I'd say in the deck are Gravekeeper's Vassal, which you get from leveling up Ishizu, which I'm pretty sure you can get outright in the game. And then on top of that, this is one of the more necessary cards for this build, Labyrinth Builder, because it allows your Labyrinth Wall to avoid getting defeated by Mass Beast Asgardius. And aside from that, the only other requisite cards that you really need would be Union Attack, which you get from the Yugimoto event, which, by the way, I will also do a budget version. I tend to gravitate more towards the Gravekeeper Union version, but I will do a Piranha Army, potentially Unhappy Girl. Also, Cerberus works really well, too. I'm not going to really talk too much about that, but that's good. So, Anti-Magic Arrows, if you played the Arcana event, you should have a copy of this, because I'm pretty sure they give it for free. In fact, that's my only copy of this, so I know it's for free. That is a good card that allows you to beat him. Of course, if you only have one Union Attack, you can run a second. Good Goblin Housekeeping is in the newest set, I believe, the one with the Phoenix, which, by the way, it's also going to be a XYZ Dragon Cannon set coming out, which I'm going to report on the channel over the course of the next couple of days. Secret Pass is necessary, of course. So basically, end game is you want to have Shield and Sword on your Labyrinth Wall, giving it 3,000 attack or 3,300, whatever it is. I don't know if that stacks with Yellow Luster Shield. It probably does. Either way, then Ritual Foregone into also having Magician of Black Chaos. You would have those both in the field. Then you would summon Gravekeeper's Vassal. And then from there, Secret Pass into Union. Union if you have two, or Union and then Spell Reclamation back into the Union. Of course, we're running Rain of Mercies. In case you get low on life points, it also is good because it helps you avoid letting the opponent die, because they'll die out too. Magical Mallet is really good because for opening hand, you do want to have one of these. You literally want to have one of these. Otherwise, which I don't know what happened in the duel that I have. I think that I actually got lucky and didn't draw one of these first turn, but he didn't summon Mass Beast Asgardius first turn. Or second turn. So you got to get lucky if you don't draw into it. So you could actually add a second one for consistency. The only real cards you really need are this. Like I said, this for this build, you need Shield and Sword, which you get from Joey. Magical Mallet isn't a requirement. Shard of Greed is not a requirement. You could drop that for something like a Jar of Greed. Supremacy Berry is in here. You could drop that for D and Keto if you need that or have that. I don't even know if I ended up using this. I probably did. Which actually, it probably is better to use D and Keto so you can get lower life points. You want to be around 500, because in this farm, I got 7,900 points because I had too many life points. Had I been lower, I would have been over 8,000 points. And then, of course, Union Attack, you do need that. Aside from that, the deck should work either way. If you go ahead and drop Gravekeeper's Vassal for Piranha Army, drop Union Attack for Gift of the Martyr, and then do the exact same thing. And then on top of that, Secret Pass. So that's literally all you need to do. You could probably drop one of these cards for a Rare Yoku as well. And it's the exact same deck. It works the exact same way. So you should be successful with that. So once again, this is the deck list. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And like I said, there are a lot of variable cards you can replace. This can be replaced for other life point increasing cards. You want to run as many glossy and prismatic cards as you have. I know a lot of people have like Soul of the Pure, I think it's called. Rain of Mercy is that card right there. And there's another Rain card. I forget what it's called, but, you know, this is the deck list. You can swap out a lot of this stuff. Oh, Pot is very good because it allows you to minimize the life point damage that you and or your opponent is taking, but I only run one in this build. So anyways, I actually am not going to do a live duel. I'm going to show you guys the replay that I have saved, which, like I said, is a 7,900 point farm. So let's go down to duel replays, and I'm going to show you guys exactly what we did here. Because it's a little bit easier to do it this way. I love that cut in, man. That face is so good. It's a little bit easier to do it this way as opposed to just doing it live gameplay, because, you know, as a YouTuber, it's a lot easier to sit there and misplay or do the wrong thing if you're trying to focus on commentary and such. So this is my opening hand. Like I said, I didn't start off with the Yellow Luster Shield, right? So first thing I did was activate Labyrinth Builder, which sends 2 cards back to the deck and lets me summon that. And this is where I'm like, okay, Because if he has the Mass Beast in his hand and he has another monster he could summon, he could literally go out into Mass Beast here because it's a special summon. So 2 monsters go, it comes in, immediately destroys Labyrinth Wall. That is the only way this deck doesn't work, is if you do not draw that card firsthand. You need that card if you're running Labyrinth Builder, because you cannot, I repeat, cannot get around it. Unless there's another card that I'm not privy to that increases your defense, right? So on top of that, good Goblin Housekeeping, I sat both of them. So I was fortunate he didn't do it, but I drew into it here, right? Yellow Luster Shield, I drew into it. So I'm going to trigger one of the good Goblins, and I'm going to save one for later. The first thing I did was activate that, of course, because you need it. And I'm going to hold on to the life point increased cards for a while. Rain of Mercy, I don't use that until later on. Here, he actually does it. So he top stacks it and plays it next turn. So I got super lucky with that draw, which is why I said maybe running 2 to 3 Magical Mallets can help you with consistency. I personally did not have them. So we're just going to continue taking life point damage. I'm going to continue to end the turns. And here I triggered the good Goblin Housekeeping. I send that because you only need one, right? You only need one because he can't destroy it. He has no way to destroy it. The only real threat in his deck, aside from the Mass Beast, is he does run the Lava Golem. So that's why there's not other monsters. So you're not tempted to summon other monsters. Because, for example, Crystal Seer would be really good in this deck. But if you summon Crystal Seer and he has Lava Golem in hand, he will tribute your Labyrinth Wall. And basically Mass Beast can get over Lava Golem and you basically lose in that regard. So he does have that, and then he has, and this is probably it right here, because his deck is mainly like literally 90% monsters. He does have Nightmare Wheel or whatever it is called that will allow him to stop your monsters from attacking, and he will, if you Secret Pass into Union attack, he will use it on your Gravekeeper's Vassal, which will stop you from being able to win the duel. I send that one back to the bottom of the deck once again because I do not need it. And here we're just going to continue to end the turns and just stall out because he cannot get over this. I trigger this here because I'm playing it smart. I didn't use both of them because I want to make sure that I can gradually get less life points, because by playing that, I put another card in the graveyard, meaning that I'm going to start taking 100 more points than him. So when it becomes his turn, I'm sorry, this is a lot of information, but when it becomes his turn, you know, and it's time for me to win, I will get the comeback victory bonus, right? So you just need to start off at a deficit from the opponent. Need to clear some cards out of my hand. Magical Mallet isn't really necessary here, but I did not need that Rain of Mercy either. Unfortunately, I picked up Supremacy Berry. I was looking for another one of the tech cards for the combo. Spell Reclamation, just sat that down so I can free up a space in my hand. The Hieroglyphic Lithographs is a really good card to run in this deck if you can manage the life points, because it'll allow you to hold an extra card, because it is kind of costly to basically send these cards from your hand to the graveyard in this deck versus Marik, because you lose 100 more life points for every card that you put in there. Pot is really good too because it removes itself from play as opposed to going to the grave. We're going to use the Supremacy Berry here because I'm looking at it and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to start taking significantly more damage than him. I trigger the Shard because I'm about to go into endgame, and in a couple of turns, I do not actually go ahead and use the Shard's effect here yet. I wait 2 more turns, I think, so I can just do it all in one turn, right? And just go ahead and end the game in one turn, which I'll slow down there. But here is nothing really specific. I'm just making sure I hold all my tech cards. So this is the turn where I'm going to do it. I'm going to draw, and then I'm going to use the Shard's effect to get all 3 of the last cards. All right, and then we'll look at my hand. So this is my hand. I activate Shield and Sword first, so that way it becomes a 3,300 attack monster, right? Or 3,000 and then 300, like I was thinking earlier. Ritual Foregone, like I said, is a 1,000 life point cost. Had I had Hieroglyphic Lithographs, I could have gotten that 500 points like I wanted. So I could have been over 8,000. Once again, this was 7,900. Didn't get a UR or any of the super good SRs. Just got some EX jewels and you know, stuff like that. But either way, Ritual Foregone pays 1,000 life points. I'm still getting the comeback bonus. Does allow me to play another glossy Magician of Black Chaos. And in doing that, I am just about ready for the complete combo. So by doing that, I summon that, activate Secret Pass, and then we use Union. We're going to ditch one of these Luster Shields in my hand so I can get my Union back via Spell Reclamation. Once again, if you don't know what that does, you discard 1 card, you get your spell that you just activated back to your hand, and then in doing that, I can use Union attack 1 more time so I can get that over 10,000 damage, effect damage only bonus from Gravekeeper's Vassal. That's why you use that. Oh, okay. My girl is tweeting. But that's why you use that in regards to the deck, as opposed to, let me go ahead and turn these off, actually. As opposed to Piranha Army, because you get an extra 1,000, right? So basically, at this point, Now, I activated the second Luster Shield, not for any reason in particular, only to get the Glossy bonus, because it's the Glossy card. We're going to enter the battle phase, activate Anti-Magic Arrows. Feel free to pause the video and read it. But this will stop his face-down trap card, because that's what it is. He only played one, because he must have not drawn into the other one yet. It'll stop his Nightmare Wheel from stopping Gravekeeper's lethal attack on him. So that's pretty much it. You have to wait until the battle phase. It's a quick play card. You can trigger it at any point. He cannot stop that effect. And boom goes Marik. So I'm very proud of this deck, actually. It took me a while to fully optimize it and run it the way I wanted. And I didn't want to cheat. I didn't want to look online for any other deck builds. I just wanted to build my own deck and get better at that. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys learned something. Subscribe if you are new. Once again, I will be back over the course of the Marik event in the next couple of days with some other deck variants. Have fun farming the event. People waited for Marik. Let me know your thoughts on the event if you like it or not. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, guys. Thanks for subscribing if you're new.